What's up everyone, today we're going to learn how to make mango sticky rice. This is one of my favorite desserts to eat, and the best part is that you can make this way in advance. To start, you're going to want to make sure to measure out your Thai sticky rice and then rinse it until the water runs clear. This part right here is optional, but if you want to make your rice a beautiful blue color like I did, you're going to want to steep it with some butterfly pea leaves. When buying butterfly pea leaves, it's best to find those that are food grade as well as those that are organic, because you are going to be eating it after all. Be sure to submerge the leaves into the water so that it can steep properly, then continue to steep for about 20 minutes. Once the water begins to turn into a nice blue color just like this, I like to give it one good mix so that the color can be uniformly distributed amongst all the rice grains. At this point, you can just leave the rice alone and let the butterfly pea leaves continue to steep for about 15 to 20 minutes total. If you want a darker blue color, you can always add more butterfly pea leaves or steep it longer, but this is just the perfect color for me. So at this point, I'm just going to remove all the butterfly pea leaves from the rice, and I'm also squeezing them so that I can add a little bit more of the color into the water. After I remove the butterfly pea leaves, I give it another good mix so that the color can be distributed once again evenly. Next, we're going to let the rice soak in the butterfly pea steeped water for about 6 hours. If you plan ahead, I highly recommend you do this overnight so it'll be ready for you the next day.
6 hours later.
After the rice has been soaking for about 6 to 8 hours, you can see that the rice is nice and blue already. So once it's done soaking, we're just going to go ahead and strain all the water out. Next, we're going to prepare some boiling water so that we can steam the rice afterwards. Depending on the size of your pot and your steamer, you're going to want about 2 to 3 cups of water. Now you want to get your steamer ready so that you can steam your rice. There's definitely many ways you can do this, but I'm just using what I have on hand, which is a bamboo steamer with parchment paper. I don't have parchment paper with holes in it, so here I'm going to show you how to make your own at home. You're just going to want to fold the parchment paper up until you get a little tiny small square. If you have one of those steamers made just for sticky rice, you can totally skip this and use that instead. Also, if you have cheesecloth, that works perfect as well. Ideally, you just want to have something so that the steam can pass right through to cook the sticky rice properly. Next, we're just going to cut the corners and also cut little triangles in the middle of the paper, similar to like when you make a snowflake during Christmas season. I know this might seem tedious to do, but it's honestly the best hack to use if you don't have the proper tools to steam your sticky rice. Once you cut enough holes into the parchment paper, you can just unravel it to see the design you just created. And just like that, you just DIY'd your own perforated parchment paper. Now that we have parchment paper that has holes in it, we can use it to cover the surface of the bamboo steamer. Next, I'm going to divide my sticky rice into 2 batches because my bamboo steamer was not large enough to hold the whole batch. Honestly, if I had a choice, I would definitely use a steamer that's larger and can fit the rice in one batch so that all the rice could cook evenly. However, sometimes you just don't have the right tools, so you just gotta make use of what you already have. Next, you just want to stack the baskets right on top of each other and then cover it with the lid. Once the water comes to a boil, turn the heat to medium-low and then put the bamboo baskets inside. Make sure to check the height of the water and make sure it's not touching the sticky rice. Then you're going to want to add the second bamboo basket with the lid and continue to steam for about 20 minutes. After about 10 minutes, I decided to switch the top basket with the bottom basket so that the rice could cook more evenly. Usually if I'm only using one basket, I won't do this, but this was the first time I was using 2 baskets, so I wanted to be on the safe side. If you do happen to forget to switch it midway, let me know if your rice ends up cooking evenly or not, so that next time I know that I could just leave it. Also, depending on how fast the water in your pan or pot is evaporating, this would be the perfect time to add more water if you need it. After about 20 minutes, your sticky rice should be fully cooked. At this point, you want to make sure the texture of your rice is soft and chewy. If not, continue to steam it for a little bit. Then cover it with the lid and set it aside. Now that the sticky rice is complete, we're going to work on the coconut sauce, which just uses coconut milk, sugar, and a little bit of salt. Making the sauce is pretty easy. All you're doing is just combining the coconut milk with some sugar and salt. Then we're going to mix it together until everything dissolves and heat it to a simmer. Sometimes for this recipe, I'll also use palm sugar instead of white sugar, but I know some people can't get the palm sugar, so we're going to use white sugar. If you do decide to use palm sugar versus white sugar, just note that the palm sugar will make the coconut sauce taste slightly different, but using white sugar is perfectly fine. We're just going to continue to heat the sauce until it comes to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, you're going to want to turn off the heat, then give it a taste to see if you need to add more sugar. For me, the sauce wasn't sweet enough, so I decided to add more sugar. I just want to note that everyone's taste bud is completely different, so feel free to use less or more sugar if you wish. If you end up using too much sugar, you can always bring the sugar levels down by adding more coconut milk in. Once the sauce is finished, set it aside to cool for a bit. While the sauce is cooling, you're going to want to empty out your sticky rice into a large bowl. This part right here is optional, but I like to break up the sticky rice so that it's easier to combine with the coconut milk sauce. Now that the sticky rice is loosened up, we're going to combine it with the coconut milk in small increments. The reason why we're pouring it in small increments is because you want the rice to soak up the sauce and not be too wet. For this process, we're going to use about half of the coconut milk mixture, so just keep pouring in small increments until you use about 1 cup or half of the mixture. Once you combine about half of the coconut sauce mixture with the sticky rice, we're going to set it aside and then work on the mango. To prepare the mango, you're going to start by peeling the mango with the method of your choice. I'm personally going to use a knife to peel the mango, but if you're not super confident with your knife skills, I highly recommend you use a potato peeler, which is much safer. Once your mango is fully peeled, you're going to want to cut above the seed on both sides to create 2 slivers. Please be super careful when doing this because you can definitely cut yourself very easily. Once you cut the slivers, make sure you don't throw the seed away immediately because there's still meat on it and you can save it for a snack. Next, I'm going to show you how you can prep the mango so you can create a rose with it and step up your presentation game. You're going to want to position your mango sliver just like this and cut thin slices along the whole sliver. Definitely take your time during this step so you can get nice and even slices. Using your fingers and the palm of your hand, push into the mango slightly to create a thin long line just like this. If you're having issues with this, you might have not sliced the mango slices through and the pieces are not separating as easy, so be sure to slice it nice and clean. Once you form a long straight line, start by rolling one side of the mango towards the center. You're going to want to keep rolling it until it's nice and tight. Just keep rolling until you reach the other side of the line, or you can drag the bottom to wrap around the top piece. And then adjust any of the slices as needed. And voila, now you should have a mango rose. If you don't get it right the first time, it's okay because you can eat your mistakes. Just keep practicing until you get it right. Now that we have our mango rose prepared, we're going to start by plating the sticky rice. Start by scooping the sticky rice onto the center of the plate to create a nice round shape. I will admit that the portion that I'm serving right now is definitely a large one, but sometimes you just gotta treat yourself. Once you're done plating the sticky rice, we're going to transfer the mango rose using a spatula or a knife on top of the rice. Now you can leave it as is, but sometimes I like to be extra, so using the second sliver, I'm creating a second rose on the outside of the sticky rice. To make the rose, you want to take some of the mango slices and surround the rice with it. You want to make sure that the slices are overlapping with each other to create the petals. Once the outside of the sticky rice is fully covered with mango slices, you can use any extra slices to cover any empty gaps that you may have. And just like that, we have a beautiful mango sticky rice. But wait, there's more. We're gonna drizzle some of the extra coconut sauce that we saved right on top. If you want to be even fancier than I am, you can put it in a gravy boat so that you can pour it tableside. And definitely be generous with the sauce because it's just that good. You probably thought I was gonna stop there, but now we're gonna top it off with some toasted white and black sesame seeds. While the sesame seeds does make it look pretty, it also adds another layer of flavor to it. If you happen to be allergic to sesame seeds, you can use other toppings such as toasted coconut shavings, which gives it a nice crunch. If you think the mango rose is way too advanced for you, here's another way you can plate your mango sticky rice and still have it look beautiful. This time you want to cut thicker slices, and then you're going to rotate the mango and slice it the other way to create thicker chunks. And then just repeat it on the second sliver. Then using a knife or a spatula, just plate it on top of the rice. And then we're just gonna drizzle the extra coconut sauce that we saved right on top, just like before. And then we're gonna garnish with the sesame seeds again. And just like that, now you know how to make some amazing mango sticky rice. So here is the mango sticky rice that I dyed with butterfly pea flour. Let's see how it tastes. I mean, I know it's gonna be amazing because I made this recipe before. The mangoes are so sweet. You gotta make this. So good. Hope y'all enjoy the recipe, and if you make it, tag me in it. Thank you all for watching, and if you'd like the recipe, you can find it at eatingwithblim.com. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for future recipes.